back on the trail. And we are at Canada Creek, the Canada Creek to Big Creek Falls Trail near Dahlonega. It's actually sort of near Dahlonega, Georgia. It's supposed to be an easy hike, about 2.5 miles long. And it's a beautiful spring day. It's warm in the 60s. Supposed to get up into the upper 80s today in all these parts of North Georgia. But hopefully we have a really nice hike. See what this is all about. Right off the bat, we've got problems because the Alltrails app, they've made changes to it that just really stink. So I think I might have to find another trail app. It's difficult. It doesn't, I don't know how to describe it, but it used to be almost like turn by turn navigation, like in your car. But now it's very difficult to see exactly which direction you're moving in. And it's hard to find obscure trailheads that are not marked, where there's no sign. So you start walking in a direction and you think you're going the right way. And then you go look after a couple of minutes and no, you're not going the right way. So I started off just a couple of minutes down the trail, but I could tell something was not right. So we're going to try a different direction. Okay, so it looks like I have found the trail as it is marked on the Alltrails app. It's really just the same road I was driving on. It's kind of a rough road here. But I think now I'm on track. And hopefully the rest of the trail is much easier to follow. Even though this is marked easy, as you can see, the trail is not difficult here. We'll see. So early on in the trail here, run across these, what looks like old grain silos. Of course, have been graffitied. There's like a tree fallen off the hill onto the roof. All right, Godfrey. Let's keep going. So I just remembered to turn off the noise canceling function of my wireless microphone. I want to see if that sounds better. I think on the last hike, it sort of sounded too compressed and like I was in a tunnel. So hopefully this is just more natural sounding and catches more of the birds and whatever other sounds that are out here. Lots of tadpoles inside. There's like some divots in the trail where it looks like Jeeps or ATVs come through here, make deep ruts. So there's lots of tadpoles in the water swimming around. So this is not a cut trail, at least through this part. It's just tall grass. You can sort of see where some cars have driven through here, but it's uncut. It looks like it continues to normal trail after a small stretch of grass. So I'm guessing this is Canada Creek. Goes right alongside the trail here. It's a very small trail, almost like a wildlife trail, but It's clear that enough people walk on this thing to keep it well tread. And you can pick up the sounds of the stream now, or the creek. Okay, it looks like there's a way to get down there. At least there's sort of a side trail that goes off. You've got 1, 2, 3 small waterfalls. I'm going to see if I can get down there at least and get a picture of something. All right, we made it down. It's very cool. It's like out of the movies. Another stream crossing, a little bit bigger than the last one, but still very easy to pass. You won't even get your feet wet. Now, now you look at this over here, and it's very hard to see where the trail goes. We are off the designated trail. I'm sort of moving parallel to it, but we are off of it, and I can't exactly tell where to go back to meet it. I'm on a trail of some sort. It's very wide, so it must be part of some other trail, but we'll see. I'm gonna walk up a bit and see if this somehow takes me to an area where I can meet up where I'm supposed to be. Oh. So either the map is incorrect, the GPS is incorrect. Something's incorrect, but I appear to be back where I'm supposed to be. I think if you just trust that you need to follow the creek, the Canada Creek, at least to a certain point, then you should be okay. Okay, there's something blocking the trail. A sign of some sort strung between 2 trees. No trespassing private property. So apparently I was on private property and didn't know it. Well, try not to make that same mistake on the way back. I apologize for being on your property. We continue on. Okay, so it dawned on me when I was on the other side of this sign, it was actually upside down, which means that the area that I want to go to apparently is private property, and the area that I was on was fine. So I'm not sure what to do from this point. I'm gonna check the trail map and see what I can do. So I went a little bit further past the private property sign, but it didn't seem like it follows the trail map on Alltrails, and I couldn't see any visible sign of where the trail might go to stay on the designated trail. And I don't recommend, I mean, this is Georgia, so private property rights are pretty strong and everybody has a firearm. So I don't recommend going too far past any private property sign. So I'm going to backtrack it a little bit and see if maybe I can't pick up some alternate way to get to where I want to go. See what happens. So there's no way that I see to get to where I need to go. I need to go this way, up there, up this hill, but there's no discernible trail. There's a trail going off in this direction back across the stream, which is not on the marked trails, but I'm just gonna go that way a little bit and see where it brings me after we cross this stream. This part of the trail looks like people ride dirt bikes, motorcycles. At least that's what the wear pattern on the trail looks like to me. So this side trail is pretty uneventful. There's a really small stream that follows it, but and it's a nice enough trail in the woods, deep in the woods here. But it's clear not many people come here, or at least not today, because I'm walking through all the spider webs now. But I'm mainly just walking this now for some distance, you know, because I wanted to get enough of the trail in. I think the map on Alltrails might be totally incorrect, because I remember seeing at the beginning that it was like a 2.5 mile trail, and I was 1.7 miles in when I hit that private property sign, which means it would have been over 3 miles on the way back. And it just dawned on me just now that that was probably the end where I was. Meanwhile, Alltrails seems to have it so it goes much further. So I think I'm at the point where I'll probably just turn around, head back to the car. There's a second trail I wanted to go to if I had time, so maybe I'll check that one out. It's time to head back. Godfrey, let's go this way. Come on. Here we go back. So even though this is off the trail that I'm supposed to be on, it's really a picturesque forest. It's beautiful. How are you gonna get around that? He's at a loss. He's tired. There's 2 big trees falling over the trail. Where to go? What to do? Here, Godfrey. Let's go around. Come on, this way. See that? You just gotta use your noggin. He actually crawled under that on the other, going in the other direction. It was kind of hard to watch. We're almost back to where the original trail is. We'll pick that up and start heading back to the Jeep. So it seems to me that if the trail does continue, Godfrey, no. If the trail does continue, it continues across the creek, and there's no safe way to get across this creek. I could get across, but I'm not going to cross with my dog. And it's the only thing I can see that's possible. Godfrey, no. No. Ay, tanga. That means dummy in Tagalog. So I'm just gonna hang out, take some pictures, and then we'll get back on the trail and head back. I was hoping maybe I could continue on somehow. Godfrey, the lover of nature. I would really like to know what goes through his brain at these moments. He's just a bit crazy. All right, Godfrey, let's go. So I say, if you choose to go on this trail, it's not as easy as it says. It says easy, but when you start to get close to the falls here, at least this first set of falls, I didn't make it all the way according to the map, but there's a really impressive set of rolling falls right around the 1.5 mile mark or so. But you're really kind of on the side of a hill, walking on the side of a hill, and it's not like a flat trail, so you could pretty easily, if you lose your footing, tumble pretty far down. It's probably about 50 feet down. I mean, you'd roll down slowly and probably get stopped by a tree or some logs, but just be forewarned, if you choose this trail, when you get farther down, it is not easy. I would call it moderate. Okay, stop crying. Let's go back on the trail. Let's go. So my dog just volunteered himself into the creek. He's trying to find his way back. Here he comes. The one positive thing is there's lots of water for my dog to go to. Lots of logs for him to chew on. Never wants the small ones. All right, that's enough destruction of nature, Godfrey. We got somewhere to go, right? You're like a kid at the pool. Come on, Godfrey, let's go. Aye, so you do know how to be obedient sometimes. So we're coming to the end, or towards the end. So I thought I'd take this moment to just talk about what this is. You're listening to The Casual Hike. And for more information, you can go to thecasualhike.com. This is a Value for Value podcast. Therefore, you need a modern podcast app to participate. And if you go to my website, there will be links to many of the new podcast apps that are Value for Value enabled. And what that means is that there's a wallet built into the podcast app, and you load up the wallet with Satoshis, which is a micro form of Bitcoin. And as you listen, you set the amount. And as you listen, you stream payments directly to the podcaster. So I'm not the only one doing Value for Value. There's a lot out there. If you want more information on Value for Value, you can go to valueforvalue.income. I think it's valueforvalue.org. I have a link to it on my website. There's a link when I have a heading like what's Value for Value. There's a link there. I think it's .info. value.info. And you set the amount, and you stream to the podcast or whatever you think it's worth if you got something out of it. There's also something called a boost button, where you send what's called a boostagram. That's like an injection of Satoshis, a little bit extra. And you can send a note. Godfrey, come here. Here. I just interrupted that because I had to grab Godfrey really quick. There was an ATV or a guy on a motorcycle coming through. So yeah, it's a Value for Value podcast. And you send what you think it's worth. You can send a boost with a message, or you can just send me an email if you feel like getting in contact at mail, M-A-I-L, at thecasualhike.com. So now we'll just finish up the trail and get back to the Jeep. All right, we're getting back to the Jeep. I think I've nixed the idea of taking the other trail. He did quite a bit of scrambling up and down to the falls, but we can always come back because this other trail is pretty short, I believe. And it's already midday, so it's going to start getting hot. And when you got an old dog, which I never thought I'd call him old, but he's old now. Gotta take it easy so he can go another day. So until the next hike, go take a hike.